कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So in the previous class, we took this verse 42nd of the 18th chapter. So verses 18 to 40, they touch base on the modes, control all activities and all beings. So it was mostly about what is work, who is karta, how any activity we discussed in detail. If I want to eat a sandwich, what happens? What are the 5 things that is required? First, I desire, I want to eat cheese sandwich. B, I will open my fridge, look for the ingredients. Okay, then I'll make a list. I don't have, let's say, peppers, I don't have cheese, I don't have bread. Step 3, I'll go out to buy groceries. Then again, I'll come back and I will start cooking. And then finally, the most important is that Krishna should sanction that I should be eating sandwich. Let's say that day is Ekadashi. So someone will call you that Prabhuji, Mataji, so how is your Ekadashi going on? And then you'll remember, oh my God, I was just about to offer and eat sandwich. Then all of a sudden you have to keep everything. I mean, you can still offer, but you cannot eat it. Why? Because Krishna did not sanction. So there are the 5 factors that work on any karma that we perform. And then verses 41 to 48 is giving us the purification through prescribed duties of Varnashram. Now, this particular verse, 42nd, is the definition of a Brahman. What is it? Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. So anyone is not a Brahman just by their birth, but they are called Dvij Bandhus. But when they have all these qualities, that is when they become real Brahman. Okay. So now we'll move ahead in our style. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, you recite this verse. Everyone can raise their hands, and then Prabhuji will assign you the verses.
Shaurayam tejodhitiryak युद्धे चाप्य पल्यायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षत्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity and leadership are the natural qualities of the work for the Kshatriyas.
Thank you, Prabhu. So now just hear or read these qualities properly and situate yourself where you are, where do you fit. This is how practical Bhagavad-gītā is. See, the problem is why we are all frustrated in our life is, let's say, I don't have any of these qualities, okay? But still I took a stream, let's say I am really bad at mathematics. And still because of the crowd going and saying that, oh, if you become an accountant, if you become a chartered accountant, then you will earn more. Now, I am really bad at mathematics, but still I have taken that chartered accountancy, and I am really depressed my whole life. Even if somehow I could clear my examination, I got a job, but still I'll be very depressed. I wouldn't enjoy my work. Why? Because I don't know what my quality is. So if you have these qualities, then you are a Brahman. Now, what does a Brahman do? A Brahman is a teacher, right? They study Shastra. They uplift the society. So that is Brahmana. Now, the next is Kshatriya. Heroism, powerful, they're strong. Determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership. If we have these qualities, then we are Kshatriya. Moving ahead. Yes.
Yes, Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. कृषि गो रक्ष वाणिज्यं वैश्य कर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Translation: farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Shudras, there are labor and service to others.
Yeah. So anything that has to be that is associated with farming, Krishi. This is how the word comes, Krishna. So Krishna comes from Krishi, and Krishi means farming, farmer. So if anything that has to do with the farm, with the cows, that is all coming under Vaishya. And what is Shudra? So most of us are in the Shudra category. Shudra means you are labor, you work for someone else. So a Brahman, they live on charity. Kshatriya, they live on tax. Vaishya, the business class, they live on profit. And Shudra, they live on salary. Now you can understand where do you stand in this. If you are getting salaried, even if you are in a multinational company, Google, Amazon, whatever it must be, Big Four, still you are Shudra because you are living on salary. You are a Vaishya if you have business and you live on profit of that business. If you live on taxes, meaning you are in Indian Army, you are a politician, you are an administrative, so that means you are a Kshatriya. And if you live on charity, then you are a Brahman. So charity means that you actually like the sannyasis. So you see, they don't have any job, but still they are maintaining their body. Why? Because they beg, and in return they give something to the society. They give knowledge. They give Krishna consciousness. So that is Brahman. Okay. Moving ahead. 45.
Yes, Gitanji Prabhu.
स्वय स्वय कर्मण्य विरत संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्म निरता सिद्ध्यं यथावन् विन्दति तक्षणम्. Translation: by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now, please hear from me how this can be done.
Yeah. So if we would have studied Bhagavad-gītā in our childhood, then we would have understood that if I'm not good at something, if I get into it, I'll be really displeased my whole life, and then I will get into depression. I will get into all sorts of pressure, and then I will just give up to my life, and then I will resort to drugs. I will resort to smoking. I will resort to bad company just to get over myself. See, this is why it's very important. Bhagavad-gītā is the asterisk mark. It's mandatory. It's not optional. That okay, if we have time, then extracurricular activities we study Bhagavad-gītā. No, this is a must. We have to study. Then only our life will be peaceful. 46.
Yes, Giriraj Prabhu.
यथा प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तम् अभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः. Translation: by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in the 15th chapter, all living beings are fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Supreme Lord is the beginning of all living entities. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhya Seyatah. The Supreme Lord is therefore the beginning of life of every living entity. And as stated in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, the Supreme Lord, by his two energies, his external energy and internal energy, is all pervading. Therefore, one should worship the Supreme Lord with his energies. Generally, the Vaishnava devotees worship the Supreme Lord with his internal energy. His external energy is a perverted reflection of the internal energy. The external energy is a background, but the Supreme Lord, by the expansion of his primary portion, as Paramatma, is situated everywhere. He is the super soul of all demigods, all human beings, all animals, everywhere. One should therefore know that as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one has his duty to render service unto the Supreme. Everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness. That is recommended in this verse. So, in the beginning, at the very beginning, we had a choice. The two choices were either go to the spiritual world and serve Krishna, but in a dependent way, or go to Maya Devi and serve her independently, or serve Krishna but indirectly via Maya Devi. One thing that we have to understand is some people say that we are caught by Maya Devi. Maya Devi doesn't catch us. Maya Devi is working for Krishna. She has been employed by Krishna. She is not bad. She is not the villain. She is not negative. Can everyone please mute themselves? I think someone is not on mute. Is that uncomfortable? Thank you. Okay. So Maya Devi is not negative. Someone asked this question to one of the sannyasis that Maharaj, I am caught by Maya. Maharaj laughed. He said, no, you are not caught by Maya. You have caught Maya. It's the other way around. So Maya Devi's work is actually to monitor us very closely. And when she says, okay, fine, now you have cleared all my tests, she will take us by the hand and give us to Yoga Maya. That is Subhadra Devi. So that is her work. Now, until now, we have been serving Maya and we are also scared of Maya. But the thing is that we are scared of Maya because we have not understood that she is also serving Krishna. When we take her as a mother, she is a mother, Jagadamba, she is Mother Durga. If we have that bhav and with that we don't do anything that's wrong in our life, because we know that our mother is watching over us. This is not very easy because we actually give in to our temptations, our lust, our desires. But if we are always in this conception of life that we are being watched over, who is watching us? Our mother. That is Maya Devi. And she does not want us to fall. She is just testing us. She actually, honestly, she wants us to succeed. She's a Vaishnavi. You know, in India, there's a place Vaishnav Devi. So that's Mother Durga, Vaishnav Devi. She became a Vaishnavi, Mother Parvati. So she wants all her children to succeed, but the problem is we don't want to succeed. And that's why we are trapped. So if you see in one sense, if you really open your eyes and see everyone in this world is trying to help you, but you. It's just you who doesn't want to help you, or it's just me that is standing in the way. Krishna is helping me, my Guru is helping me, all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas, everyone is helping me, and even Maya Devi, she wants me to win. She does not want me to be dragged to this material world because she knows how difficult it is. But it's my ego that is not letting me win. It's my lust, it's my anger, it's my greed, all the anarthas. So that is why we have all the, I don't know even what that sentence is, but everything is in our favor actually. If we have understood this concept that everyone in this world is helping us to go closer to Krishna. So everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Rishikesh, the master of the senses. And by the result of the work in which one is engaged, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way, in full Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad-gītā 12.7, Tesham aham samudharta. The Supreme Lord himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection. So remember, devotees, test will come. Then never think because I am doing really good seva, chanting, I'm attending Mangal Aarti, I'm attending all the classes, things will be very smooth. No. Test will come and that is good. Don't fear the test. What we have to fear is that we should not stop. Failing the test is not the problem. Quitting is the problem. We are all sitting in the boat and our Guru is he's rowing the boat. If we don't jump out the boat, we will make it to the other shore because who is carrying us? It's our Guru, it's Prabhupada. So we have full faith in our Guru. But if we succumb to any circumstance and then failing, no problem. Taking time to reset, no problem. But do not quit under any circumstance. This is where many people, they fall down. Okay? So everyone is helping us, but test will come. And we have to keep going no matter what. Moving ahead. 47.
Yes, Laura Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Shreyasvadamo vigunaha paradharma anushriptatha svabhaniyatam karma kurvanapnoti kilpisham. Translation. It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions.
One's occupational duty is prescribed in Bhagavad-gītā, as already discussed in previous verses. The duties of a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra are prescribed according to their particular modes of nature. One should not imitate another's duty. A man who is by nature attracted to the kind of work done by Shudra should not artificially claim to be a Brahman, although he may have been born into a Brahman family. In this way, one should work according to his own nature. No work is abominable if performed in the service of the Supreme Lord. The occupational duty of a Brahman is certainly in the mode of goodness, but if a person is not by nature in the mode of goodness, he should not imitate the occupational duty of a Brahman. For instance, there was one devotee during Prabhupada's time, and he was the chef. So people went on complaining to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, this person never chants. So Prabhupada called him, he said, is it true you don't chant? So he said, yes, Prabhupada. But the problem, why? Because I don't get time. I am serving 24 hours a day. I have to cook so many meals. So then he told his whole schedule that, Prabhupada, you see, where is the time to chant? I'm just, chanting on the beach. I cannot do that because I'm serving. Prabhupada said, don't worry, no problem at all. You continue your service. You just chant without beats as much as you can, you hear, and you will attain perfection. See? So the point is that certain people have certain aspiration, they have certain talent, certain potential. For instance, if I cannot cook and you deliberately want me to cook all the time, then it will be a disaster because I'm not good at it, right? If you see that, okay, he can probably do something else, maybe he can play kartal, so you employ me in that service. And doing that service, I'll actually achieve Krishna, right? So as per our own swabhav, we must, and this is why Gurukul system is so important for all of us, because our modern education system is it's only focused on how we can earn money. That's it. It doesn't make us into a moral person, a good person, a person of a character. No, just earn. That's it. But Gurukul actually used to make the students person of character. And the best part was it never imposed anyone that you have to study everything. For instance, we had to study everything, isn't it? History, civics, biology, mathematics, English, Hindi. I've studied Urdu. I have studied so many things. Why? What is the use now? Nothing. There's no use. So why? I wasted time. But if in the childhood, if I had gone to a Gurukul, so someone would have said, okay, you are really good at, maybe Sanskrit, or you are really good with animals. You can ride horses. You can do many things. So maybe that would have been a better career to me. I would have excelled in Sanskrit. I would have become really good grammatically, and I could have studied and decoded many shastras and probably preached in a better way. But what did I do? I studied different subjects that I have no value whatsoever in my life now. And I'm struggling here and I'm struggling there as well. So this is why Gurukul is so important, because they see what is your strength when you are 5, 6, 7 years old. And based on your strength, they will only ask you to take certain subjects that you're gonna excel in your life, actually. So this is how they used to go about. But now things have completely changed. So the occupational duty of a Brahman is certainly in the mode of goodness, but if a person is not by nature in the mode of goodness, he should not imitate the occupational duty of a Brahman. For a Kshatriya or administrator, there are so many abominable things. I think we did this one, right? One should act to satisfy the Supreme Lord. For example, Arjun was a Kshatriya. He was hesitating to fight the other party. But if such fighting is performed for the sake of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there need be no fear of defeation in the business field also. Sometimes a merchant has to tell so many lies to make a profit. If he does not do so, there can be no profit. Sometimes a merchant says, oh, my dear customer, for you I am making no profit. But one should know that without profit the merchant cannot exist. Therefore, it should be taken as a simple lie if a merchant says that he is not making a profit. But the merchant should not think that because he is engaged in an occupation in which the telling of lies is compulsory, he should give up his profession and pursue the profession of a Brahman. That is not recommended. Whether one is a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, or a Shudra doesn't matter. If he serves by his work the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even Brahmanas who perform different types of sacrifice sometimes must kill animals because sometimes animals are sacrificed in such ceremonies. Similarly, if a Kshatriya engaged in his own occupation kills an enemy, there is no sin incurred. In the third chapter, these matters have been clearly and elaborately explained. Every man should work for the purpose of Yajna or for Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anything done for personal self-gratification is a cause of bondage. The conclusion is that everyone should be engaged according to the particular mode of nature he has acquired, and he should decide to work only to serve the supreme cause of the Supreme Lord. So, what is it in it for us when we are new to the temple? Use your potential, use your talent to serve Krishna. Do not sit idle. If you don't serve, you will not progress. You will not get taste in chanting. You will not get taste in hearing. So whatever you could do, like Vedas Prabhu here, he is good with gadgets, so he is doing our recording. Someone is cleaning the temple, someone is singing, someone is learning Mridanga Kartal, someone is cooking, someone is managing, someone is decorating. So there are so many things, all talented devotees. But if we have talent and we don't do anything about it, then we will not progress actually spiritually. So use it, and when we advance, after that, our Guru is going to tell us what should be done for the service of Thakurji. Okay? 48.
Yes, Krishna Mataji.
सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषम् अपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृता. Translation: Every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature, O son of Kunti, even if such work is full of fault.
In conditioned life, all work is contaminated by the material modes of nature. Even if one is a Brahman, he has to perform sacrifices in which animal killing is necessary. Similarly, a Kshatriya, however pious he may be, has to fight enemies. He cannot avoid it. Similarly, a merchant, however pious he may be, must sometimes hide his profit to stay in business, or he may sometimes have to do business on the black market. These things are necessary. One cannot avoid them. Similarly, even though a man is a Shudra, serving a bad master, he has to carry out the order of the master, even though it should not be done. Despite these flaws, one should continue to carry out his prescribed duties, for they are born out of his own nature. A very nice example is given herein. Although fire is pure, still there is smoke. Yet smoke does not make the fire impure. Even though there is smoke in the fire is still considered to be the purest of all elements. If one prefers to give up the work of a Kshatriya and take up the occupation of a Brahman, he is not assured that in the occupation of Brahman there is no unpleasant duties. One may then conclude that in the material world, no one can be completely free from the contamination of material nature. This example of fire and smoke is very appropriate in this connection. When in winter time one takes a stone from the fire, sometimes smoke disturbs the eyes and other parts of the body, but still one must make use of the fire despite disturbing conditions. Similarly, one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. That is the perfectionist point. When a particular type of occupation is performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, all the defects in that particular occupation are purified. When the results of work are purified, when connected with devotional service, one becomes perfect in seeing the self within, and that is self-realization. That is why we have to be very patient with each other, because this material world is full of faults. Kali Yuga is full of faults. Kalir dosho nidhe rajan. So by default, there would be some problems with everyone, even if one is trying to execute certain service. But we have to be very, very tolerant. We should never react to any situation on the spot. Take your time, digest. We were also a beginner at one point. If today I say that, oh, you are doing this wrong, out of concern is fine, but just to mock and taunt you, to make fun of you, that is wrong, because I was also a beginner at certain point and someone had that faith on me, they taught me, and that is why I am where I am today. So similarly, if we give that space to each other, that respect and that push to each other, then we will all grow together. But if not, then this is how Kali Yuga is actually. We all know the story of what is that? I think is that crabs that is left in the bowl, but none of them can get out because everyone is pulling each other down. That is why the owner is carefree. The owner knows that none of them are gonna get out of this bowl. So we should not be like that. We all have to go back to Vaikunt, to Krishna, to Golok Dham, and we have to pull each other rather than push each other down. So we have to be very, very careful, and we have to be very welcoming, and we have to understand that every one of us is born with faults. That is human nature. So we have to respect that, and we have to be very, very patient again. Okay? 49th.
Yes, Bhavna Mataji.
Can't hear you, Mataji. Are you on mute?
Yeah, sorry, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Akshatra buddhi sarvatra jeta mam vigata sraha naisha karmaya siddhim pranam sanya senadri gacchati. Translation: one who is self-controlled and unattached and who disregarded all material enjoyment can obtain by practice of renunciation the perfect stage of freedom from reaction.
Real renunciation means that one should always think himself part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and therefore think that he has no right to enjoy the results of his work. Since he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, the results of his work must be enjoyed by the Supreme Lord. This is actually Krishna consciousness. The person acting in Krishna consciousness is really a sannyasi. One is in the renounced order of life. By such a mentality, one is satisfied because he is actually acting for the Supreme. Thus, he is not attached to anything material. He becomes accustomed to not taking pleasure in anything beyond the transcendental happiness derived from the service of the Lord. A sannyasi is supposed to be free from the reactions of his past activities, but a person who is in Krishna consciousness automatically attains this perfection without even accepting the so-called order of renunciation. This stage of mind is called Yogarud, or the perfectional stage of yoga, as confirmed in the third chapter. One who is satisfied in himself has no fear of any kind of reaction from his activity. Now I'll share one realization. In the very beginning, like I've heard from most of you as well, that is why it is very humane actually. So I used to think that, okay, Bhagavad-gītā speaks about renunciation. We have to give up. So in my, initial stages, I would think, but I have not achieved anything in my life. So what is there to give up, right? So first I will study very hard like a donkey. So this was in my college days. I will study very hard. Then I will get good job. I will work very hard. I will become a millionaire. I will have many properties. I will have many cars. I will have this and that. And then I will renounce everything. I will give up everything one day and become a sannyasi. So this was my ego, or this was my foolishness, thinking that first let me acquire, and then I'm gonna, renounce everything. Because what do I have to renounce? But now I know better that there are so many things, like there are millions of things I can renounce. I get irritated easily. I can renounce that. I am lazy. I can renounce that. I am angry at times. I could renounce that. Procrastination. I could renounce that. Overeating. I could renounce that. So the meaning of renunciation is that anything that you are attached to or you are finding it difficult to overcome, you offer that thing to Krishna. That is the real meaning of renunciation. I am too much attached to shopping. I renounce that. I give that to Krishna. That from now on, even if I shop, till the time I am detached from it, I will shop only for you. And once you take care of me, I will stop shopping altogether. So that is renunciation. So anything that you are attached to, giving that thing is called perfect renunciation. Unlike me, that first you acquire material opulences, things, and then, so this is a subtle form of ego that now people will, I will be the headline saying that a millionaire has renounced. This is the thought process. This is exactly, that was my thought process. That if I renounce anything, who will even pay attention to me? I will not make it to the news. People will say, anyways, a beggar renouncing what a beggar has, nothing to renounce. But a millionaire, that will make it to the news. But no, a beggar has more thing to renounce actually. So yeah, that is real renunciation. Moving ahead, 50th verse.
Yes, Giriraj Prabhu.
Wait, listen. सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्मा तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्णज्ञानस्य या परा. Translation: O son of Kunti, learn from me how one who has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme perfectional stage, Brahman, the stage of highest knowledge, by acting in the way I shall now summarize.
So the Lord describes for Arjun how one can achieve the highest perfection stage simply by being engaged in his occupational duty, performing that duty for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One attains the supreme stage of Brahman simply by renouncing the result of his work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. That is the process of self-realization. The actual perfection of knowledge is in attaining pure Krishna consciousness that is described in the following verses. So now pure bhakti is on its way. Moving ahead.
Yes, Giriraj Prabhu.
Are you on mute, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Buddhaya vishuddhaya yukto dhratmanam niyamya cha shabdadini vishyasanstaktva ragadvesho viyuddhasya cha viviktaseva lagvashi yatavakaya manasa ध्यान योग परो नित्यम वैराग्यम समुपाश्रते पाश्रत अहंकारम बलम द्रप काम क्रोध परिग्रहम विमुच्य निर्मम शांतो ब्रह्म भूया कल्पते. Translation: Being purified by his intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up the objects of sense gratification, being freed from attachments and hatred. One who lives in a secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body, mind, and power of speech, who is always in trance, and who is detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship, and peaceful. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization.
Yeah. So we are so close actually to making it to Dham now. We are really close. But these are the things that we have to imbibe within us. Giving up the objects of sense gratification, being freed from attachment and hatred. Do not be attached to anything, even our parents, our spouse, our kids, our house. These all keep changing life after life. If you have to be attached to parents, to spouse, to kids, have it in Vaikuntha Dham. You have your family. We all have our family. We are part and parcel of Krishna. He is our only real family. So get attached to Krishna. Do not hate anyone. One who lives in a secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body. So yesterday I was discussing that Sripad Ayandabhu has said, even if we get attached to Mahaprasadam or we want to enjoy Mahaprasadam, saying that, oh wow, today we have lasagna, today we have pasta, today we have, whatever we love to eat, chole bhature, then unfortunately we will have to take another birth. Because prasadam should not be, it should be honored. You do not have to just eat it like, any other human being. So this is something we are lacking. Actually, we are very excited when we hear, oh, today what is in the sweet, or there are 56 items preparation, but no. His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, you know how he used to eat? He would mix everything, and he would eat. Once he was asked why he does that, he said, because I do not want to differentiate. that rice is not good or gulab jamun is better than rice, or that it is all offered. That means it's all prasad. So I am not tasting it for my pleasure. I am just honoring it because it is Maha Prasad. So again, eating little, controlling the body, mind and power of speech, who is always in trance and who is detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship, meaning I am Irish, I am Indian, I am American, I am male, I am female, I am black, I am white. No proprietorship. And who is always peaceful. That is for sure they will attain self-realization. Now 54 and 55 are very, very important verses. Go ahead.
Yes, Laura Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Brahma Buddha Prasannatma Na Shuchati Na Kankshati Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Bhaktim Labate Param. Sorry. Translation. One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
Okay. So, the more we become self-situated, the less questions we will have. Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma. Prasanna Atma means that he is situated in complete bliss. Doesn't matter. The building behind me is burning to ashes. I am in complete bliss. I don't care. A celebrity is walking past me. I don't care. I am happy like a madman, smiling for no reason. Why? Because I have achieved Krishna. Now finally, birth after birth, I have understood that I am putting an end. That's it. This is my last birth. After this, no more tension of waking up in the morning and thinking about work, how I will pay my bills, how I will react to someone who is my enemy, this, that, war that is going on, news, nothing is going to bother me again once I die, because Krishna is coming, my Guru is coming to take me home. Right? So that is Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma. But we have to become self-situated and realized. How will we do that? We can only do that if we are constantly thinking about Krishna. 16 rounds is minimum. It is not maximum. We think that, okay, 16 rounds, done, that's it. No, 16 round was it came down from 64 actually. But if we have to really go to Krishna, Satatam Kirtayantamam, 24 hours. Once our rounds are done, in our mind, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra should be playing. So that is Satatam Kirtayantamam. Now anyone who is on that platform, or at least desires to come on that platform, you will find this sense of relief, what I'm talking about. That we are sure, not because of my strength, not because of my sadhana, but because of the love, the emotion, the bhav that I have for Krishna, I am sure Krishna will not let me down. But there is a catch. Recently heard in one of the lectures of His Holiness Bhakti Ashay Vaishnava Maharaj that there was a devotee, a great devotee, probably the greatest of his time. Forgot the name. He was a very, very ardent and staunch devotee of Lord Krishna. He worshipped Lord Krishna his whole life. Krishna appeared in front of him and he said, now take me back to your dham, my home. He said, no way, I'm not doing that. And he was taken aback. What? I gave my whole life to you. And at the end of my life, you say that you will not take me back. He says, no chance. You cannot come back. I gave my whole life to you. So Krishna said, who asked you to do that? I never asked you to give your life to me. Now he was completely shocked. So he said to Krishna, so what's next? Am I never coming back? He says, no, you can come back. But then you are not allowing me. He said, of course I won't allow you. So how can you allow me? He said, the problem with you is that you tried to approach me directly. And that is wrong. I will only accept you when you have a recommendation from my pure devotee. So never try to reach me on your own. Always try to reach me through a devotee. Go, take a guru, and then serve them, and then come to me. So he goes down, and then he approaches Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya says, no way, you are so senior to me. How can I take you as my guru? No. Then he goes to everyone in the town. Everyone refused out of respect, saying that you are so senior to us. We can never take you as a disciple. In fact, you are our guru. Then he started crying. What do I do? Then Ramanujacharya says, okay, in a very far village, I have a sister. They need a maid servant. Can you do this? He says, I will do anything now. So then he goes and he becomes the servant. And he starts serving because no one knew who this person was in that village. They sometimes you would yell at him, mistreat him, abuse him because they did not know how great this person is. And he tolerated everything. And now at the end, he achieved Krishna and went back. Why? Because now he is going via Ramanujacharya, one of the pure devotees of Lord Krishna. So yeah, this is the only catch, that we have to serve a spiritual master, a Vaishnava, a pure devotee, and only when they will recommend to their guru, ultimately the recommendation will go all the way to Rupa Goswami. And then Rupa Goswami, he will forward our recommendation letter to Lalita Sakhi. And Lalita Sakhi will forward it to Radharani. And then Radharani will forward it to Krishna. So this is our Guru Shishya Parampara. Rather than going directly to Radharani or Krishna, that is never going to work. Even if you reach them, you will not get entry to the Dham. Okay? 55th verse.
Jyoti Mataji.
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावन्यशचास्मि तत्त्वता ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदन्तरम्. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is full consciousness of me, by such devotion he can enter into the kingdom of God.
Yes, so only a devotee can know me. So I'll skip, but please read this purport. This is one of the most quoted verses. Okay? Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Now this puts an end to all the doubts that what is the path I have to choose to reach Krishna. Like many people say Kriya Yoga, meaning Karma Yoga. Some people say Dhyana Yoga, meditation. Some people say Jnana Yoga, you study the Vedanta, Mayavad philosophy. But Krishna does not say that Jnani Mam Abhijnanati, Karmi Mam Abhijnanati, Dhyani Mam Abhijnanati. What he says? Bhaktya Mam Abhijnanati. Isn't it? It is only a devotee, meaning Bhakti Marg is the only way that one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of Godhead, meaning we will all go back to Golok Dham only when we become a devotee. Let's take the next one.
Yes, Shama Sakhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाण मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादात् अवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदम् अव्ययम्. The engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotees under my protection, reaches the eternal and imperishable order by my grace.
Yeah, so now you see, now Krishna is instructing about Golok Dham. In the past 3 verses we have seen how we can go back to Golok Dham. So the word Mat Vipashraya means under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord or his representative, the spiritual master. There is no time limitation for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in activities under the direction of the Supreme Lord. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, the Lord is very, very kind. In spite of all difficulties, he is eventually placed in the transcendental abode or Krishna Lok, that is Golok. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. Who is writing this? Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said that Krishna has written all the purpose of Bhagavad-gītā as it is. So it is Krishna who is writing. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge. Okay, moving ahead. 57.
I can read Prabhuji.
Yes.
Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matpara buddhi yogam upashritya matchitta satatam bhava. In all activities, just depend upon me and work under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me.
Yep. So, okay, let's take this. When one acts in Krishna consciousness, he does not act as the master of the world. Just like a servant, one should act fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. So again, we have to understand when we go to the temple, any temple of the world, we have to approach like a servant, not like a master. And I have seen this quality wherever I have went to any temple across different countries. I have seen this, that there are many talented kirtaniyas, there are many talented managers, and they sit very calmly until they are called upon to showcase their talent, meaning they would sit very calmly and no one probably even knows that they can sing so good, they can play mridanga, but then you ask them and then they just, shock you that, wow, this is great. But you see, this is the humility, the servant attitude. So this is actually what we have to imbibe. The more humble we become, the more silent we'll become. Like if we just have little we are learning something, there will be tendency to show off. Every other sentence you will slip into the conversation. Oh, you know what? I can tell you this shlok from this scripture. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. I can cook this. But the more humble we become, the more servant-like we will become very quiet and peaceful. Only when asked, we'll do that, just because we are asked. So a servant has no individual independence. He acts only on the order of the master. A servant acting on behalf of the Supreme Master is unaffected by the profit and loss. He simply discharges his duty faithfully in terms of the order of the Lord. Now, one may argue that Arjuna was acting under the personal direction of Krishna, but when Krishna is not present, how should one act? If one acts according to the direction of Krishna in this book, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, then the result will be the same. The Sanskrit word matpara is very important in this verse. It indicates that one has no goal in life save and except acting in Krishna consciousness, just to satisfy Krishna, and while working in that way, one should think of Krishna only. I have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. This is perfect Krishna consciousness. One should, however, note that after doing something whimsically, he should not offer the result to the Supreme Lord. That sort of duty is not in the devotional service of Krishna consciousness, meaning I am offering alcohol. There are some stupid people who, in the news you might have seen, they are offering meat to their Laddu Gopal. Now this is really insane. This is not as per Shastra. So one must refrain doing that. Whatever you have to do, you consult with someone who has been in the system, a spiritual master, a mentor, a senior Vaishnava, the temple president, whoever it is, because they have been long enough to know what is to be done. So this is a very important point, that order of Krishna that order of Krishna comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, the spiritual master's order should be taken as the prime duty of life. If one gets a bona fide spiritual master and acts according to his direction, then one's perfection of life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. We'll take just a couple of shlokas and then we'll open for question answer. Yeah.
You can read them again. Matchitta sarva durgani matprasadat tarishyasi atha chetvam ahankaran nashroshyasi vinakshasi. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost.
Yeah. A person in full Krishna consciousness is not unduly anxious about executing the duties of his existence. The foolish cannot understand this great freedom from all anxieties. For one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes the most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort and he gives himself to his friend who is so devotedly engaged working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. This is very, very heart-touching actually. And I know most of you experience this. If not, you will experience this. If you give your mind, your soul, your heart to Krishna, Krishna will personally do all the work for you. And this is not just a statement, something that I'm saying. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is written that Krishna personally does all your work. Once we will come to that transcendental stage, we will actually see. The whole Mahabharata war was fought by Krishna alone. Barbaric. At the end, when the Pandavas, they wanted to know who was the best fighter among them. So they started glorifying each other. Then they said, oh no, I think we should all go to the neutral person who has seen the war. And they all go to Barbaric. And Barbaric had this boon that he could witness the Mahabharata as Lord Krishna would witness. And then Barbaric said, you're all fools. None of you took part in the war. I saw that it was Krishna alone who fought the whole war for you. Draupadi, once Krishna had a small cut in his finger and he started bleeding. So she immediately tore one portion of her sari and wrapped that bleeding portion as a band-aid. And in return, what did Krishna do? When she needed a piece of cloth, he delivered the whole universe to her. And Dushashan could not do anything despite he was very, very strong. So any small thing that we do for Krishna, Krishna personally takes care of all of us. Today, we don't understand because we have a lot baggage of karma. So we don't understand this. But a day will come when you will understand this as well, that it is good that I was put under so much of disturbance, so much of torture, so much I had to go through. Why? Because I have learned many things out of it. I have become a better person and my road to Golok Dham is clear now. So that is also a mercy in disguise of Krishna. So henceforward, whatever we are doing, it's all Krishna. And he's working to make us go back to Krishna Lok. So he always looks after his friend's comfort and he gives himself to his friend who is so devotedly engaged, working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego of the bodily concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws. But as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. One should note very carefully that one who is not active in Krishna consciousness is losing himself in the material whirlpool, in the ocean of birth and death. No conditioned soul actually knows what is to be done and what is not to be done, but a person who acts in Krishna consciousness is free to act because everything is prompted by Krishna from within and confirmed by the spiritual master. So we'll stop here. We have covered 680 verses, only 20 more to go. I will open the floor for question and answer now if you have any. Krishna Mataji, is that for question answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I had two questions. One was like when you were explaining about we all have a certain nature. So like the work we do, I'm able to understand that, but it also includes how we react to situations and what inherent bad or good qualities we have. So to a certain extent, how can we change that?
Like the qualities?
Yes, the bad ones basically.
So the bad qualities can only go away by associating with someone who has the counter of that bad activity. For instance, if I get angry easily, and let's say I see here that Akash Prabhu, he is very calm under all the situation. So I will start associating with Akash Prabhu. And I will see that within few months, my tendency of overreacting has gone down considerably. And the more I associate, the more I will become like him, peaceful. So that is the only thing, Mataji, we can do. Because if I try on my own, I can try for 1 hour, 2 hour, tops 1 day, 2 day, but then it will all come back to the same position. But if I associate with someone, then like hearing lectures of someone, when you aspire from someone because they have certain qualities, you see, oh, they are so good when it comes to memorizing shlokas, or it's so good when it comes to philosophy, they're so good in certain situations, so we associate with them through their lectures and then we imbibe those qualities. So this is how you can overcome.
Yes, one follow-up on this, like when Pranavanand Prabhuji came, he was telling that we should sublimate sometimes when we have desire. So like in cases of where, like, for example, I'm discussing anything with anybody, like I gave the example yesterday, I was discussing with somebody about ISKCON. So I know that if I don't at that same moment, like if I just take 10 minutes to myself, I know I will be able to calm myself down. But the other person will keep on nudging me. So, like, I am unable to express my way of being calm. How can I do that better?
No, but what is the goal of that conversation? What were you trying to achieve?
Just like expressing myself. That is it.
Yeah. So, Mataji, one thing we have to understand is that when we start working for Krishna, for instance, you spoke to someone about, let's say, the temple, what happens here, what is Krishna consciousness, who is Krishna. When you are trying to become the salesperson of Krishna, meaning selling Krishna love to anyone, then Krishna says, Yoga Shemam Vahamyaham. Meaning that I'm going to preserve what you have, and whatever you lack, for instance, the qualities that you think are not up to the mark, I want to change those qualities, I have these bad qualities. So it is Krishna's duty now, Mataji. Why? Because you are representing Krishna when you are selling or when you are preaching. Okay, so in whatever the thing that we do, first our goal should be clear. I'm going to eat prasad, honor prasad, right? I talk to so many people. Sometimes I'm chatting, sometimes I'm speaking with someone. What is the end goal? If the end goal is for my pleasure, okay, I will have a good time, we will laugh together, we will do this, we will do that. If that is just to satisfy my senses, then there won't be any improvement, Mataji. It will just be, okay, a good time. ISKCON is a good place where people come, they do aarti, they hear lecture, they eat something, they laugh about few things, they talk, and then they go to home. It will be a good time, but I won't progress spiritually. But I come to learn, I come to observe the senior devotees, I come to preach, I come to bring other to Krishna consciousness. Now, when we do this, you try this technique, okay? When you actually start working for Krishna, then guaranteed many small things you will see will start changing about you. And you don't even have to discuss anything with anyone. All of a sudden, you will be changed in a couple of months. And you wouldn't even remember that I had those bad qualities. Why? Like I said, you are representing Krishna. But the only thing is, you should have that pure consciousness that you are not doing it for any motive. You are just doing it for Krishna. Does that help?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, one last question, just a little related to this. Like, you told us how we can renounce visible objects, basically like shopping. If you can stop shopping until and unless you're detached from it. But how can we renounce feelings? If I'm feeling angry, how can I renounce that for Krishna?
You use that only for Krishna, like Hanumanji. He never showed anger throughout. He was very calm, but he did show anger when it was required to burn Lanka, right? So, okay, this is really related what I'm saying. Again, hear very carefully. When you go out of your way to spread Krishna consciousness, you have the mercy of whole Guru Shishya Parampara on you, whether you know it or no. Even if you're preaching to one person here who comes to Govindas and you sit and you start discussing about Krishna, you get the blessings of your Guru, of Prabhupada, of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Jagannath Baba, of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Baba, of the Shad Goswamis, of the Sakhis. You get all of their blessings because we are very few in numbers actually. The people who are preaching about Krishna are very few. So each and every one is special actually. And once you will do this, emotion, we think that it is impossible. I will tell you, there will be a time in your life, there will a time come when you will have no feelings for anyone or anything except Krishna. That day will come. It seems impossible today because we have so many emotions. We get angry, we get, many things are there, irritation, annoyment, we get happy, we get excited, so many things. This will all go away, Mataji. A day will come when you will not get excited about anything. Buying a car, doesn't matter. Get it good, don't get it, no problem, doesn't matter. Someone stole my bag of cash, 100,000 euros, doesn't matter. Anyway, it belonged to Krishna. So you will come to that, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma stage. It will come. But yeah, now it seems it's impossible, but it's not impossible actually. A day will come when you will hear the word Krishna and you will start sobbing like a baby. You will start crying. Why? Because now everything is coming back in your memory that how I got separated from Krishna, and the only reason for my existence is Krishna, nothing else matter. Why do you have certain emotion? For what? For a certain person, right? Or for a certain situation. If that is not connected to Krishna, then why are we wasting our emotion on anything? It is natural, of course. We cannot stop those emotions. We are not shunyavadis. Emotions would be there, but those emotions would be dovetailed to Krishna and no one else. The more we associate, the more we do Shravanam, meaning we hear, we chant, we will come to that stage, Mataji. Trust me.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Yes, Chandrasekhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. Prabhuji, I had one question that maybe it's silly a little bit, but if we have the Varnashram system, you are explaining that the duties, that is that only in the Earth planet or Bulok and not in higher planetary systems? Like
okay,
for example, like in Swarglok, there's Indra, and he's like in the position of a Kshatriya.
So only in Earth, in Bhulok, there is the concept of karma. This is called Mrityu Lok, meaning the other Lok, Prabhu, you go there only to reap the benefits. You don't go in Swarglok to perform karma, no. You go to Swarglok to enjoy, just to enjoy. Okay? You do something wrong over there, that is another story. But the whole point is you go to Swarg, you enjoy your stay, and then you come back. So karma 100% applies to this Mrityu Lok, but in a very small fragment, it applies to the upper planetary systems or the lower planetary systems. Those are only for, certain enjoyments. or even for self-realization. If you go past Svarglok, then you go for meditation, for self-realization. You go to Lord Brahma's abode, you go for self-realization again. Okay, so I wouldn't think based on this that there is Varnashram Dharma there. Varnashram Dharma is only for Mrityu Lok because we have to perform karma. In other lokas, there is no concept of karma. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Haribol. Yes, Zarvox Prabhu. Akash Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, nice lecture. So I have one question. So I know we have free will,
Yes.
right? And whatever action we do, we get it's karma, basically reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But Krishna says, "Ahankari bhuvodatma karta hamiti manyate," and he says like Ahankari bhuvodatma is like I am the doer,
Yes.
right? But it's
Right.
not the case. Then how does this applies to karmic reaction? Like ideally, Krishna is doing everything according to this verse, right?
Yes.
So how do we understand this?
How do we understand is that I sit in the car, okay? I sit at the back seat. It is my car. I have a driver. I am not driving the car. If you are in India, I'm speaking about that scenario, okay? You sit. So you tell to the driver that from my house, let's say you are, there is a museum, let's say 20 kilometers from your house. You will just tell to the driver, let's go to that museum today, okay? You desired, but who is driving? It is the driver, isn't it? The driver is driving your car. If something happens to the car, let's say there is an accident, someone comes and bangs that car, who is going to pay?
Driver.
Why? You will pay, Prabhu. You are the owner. It is your car, remember.
Owner,
right?
yes.
Yeah. It is your car. You are going to pay. Your insurance company will be used, whatever it is, right? So this is how our life works. I desire, okay, that I will do this, I will do that. Now, Krishna will sanction and Maya Devi will carry out that order. But if something happens, I am going to pay for it because I am desiring it. Okay? But the order is carried by Maya Devi Prakriti. Like that driver, he is driving you. Maya Devi is going to drive you. But you are desiring. Because you are desiring, you will have to incur the sins or you will have to incur the profit.
Yes, definitely. So, but in the case, let's say, like when the person do good karma, right, instead of bad, and like Ravan, basically.
Oh, Ravan did good karma.
I mean, like when someone achieves something or like power after doing some good karma, or let's say any karma, and he gets the benefit of it, and then he says, "I did it."
Yeah.
Right. So in that case, like we say, like, okay, Krishna says, like, you are not the doer, I am the doer. But then
so
Krishna
what should a devotee, if you meet any devotee and you ask him, okay, how are you, Prabhuji? You know what the answer will come? By Guru's and Gauranga's mercy, I am doing okay, Prabhuji. Any sentence, a devotee will only say this. By Krishna's will, I am fine. By Krishna's will, I got a car. By Krishna's will, by Guru's mercy, I cleared my exam. So a devotee never says it is because of my strength.
No, Guruji, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying like devotee, what he will say. What I'm saying is like, why it is wrong to say that I did it.
Okay.
Like if I do something wrong,
okay, I will tell you why.
The sins.
But in
if
the
I
18th chapter, chapter, it has been described that to perform any action, there are 5 things. There are 5 things to perform any action. Now, who can tell me what are those 5 things? We've discussed this twice. Anyone remembers what are those 5 things to perform any action? No one knows? It means no one is hearing the lectures properly. Okay, so the 5 things are A. you need a body. Okay? If you don't have a body, how are you going to perform the action? Then you need the senses. If you are blind, you cannot see. So how will you say that I need this color, right? So you need the senses. Then you have a desire to perform any, like Ravan. He had a desire that I will become the greatest devotee of Lord Shiva, right? So what are the things? First, he got a body, right? Then senses. With the senses, he's getting input. Who is the greatest? Okay, it's Lord Shiva. Fine. Then the third thing is desire. I have desire to become the greatest Shiv Bhakt. Fourth is endeavor. Endeavor means just by saying I will become the greatest Shiv Bhakt, I will not become. I have to do some penance, some sacrifice, some tapasya. So he did tapasya for thousands and thousands of years. Four things. And the fifth and the most important thing is Krishna's sanction. Because Ravan is Krishna's eternal associate, Jai and Vijay. Krishna sanctioned, okay, fine, you become the greatest Shiv devotee. So unless there are 5 factors, Prabhuji, no one can perform anything. Even if I want to drink water from I cannot lift the glass to drink water if Krishna does not sanction. For me, like Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxer, he cannot lift a cup of coffee now. Because his hands have stopped working now. So when Krishna stops sanctioning anything, you cannot do. Ravan cannot do anything, I cannot do anything, you cannot do anything. That is why, Prabhuji, to say that I did it, that is ahankar. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Because in the end, it is Krishna's sanction. And that is why Krishna devotees say, by the mercy of Guru and Gaurang, I could do this. Because this is complete knowledge now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. There is no but. Okay, there is but. Okay.
Yeah. Really, like, I agree that point. But like, even though Krishna is sanctioning, but like having that pride that I did it. Like if like Ravan did tapasya and he got powers. And he definitely did that. And then that's why he got it. And he's just saying that I
Pride
did it.
is not bad. Ego is bad.
Even though ego is there, like I did it. But he did it, right? Like that's why he got it. According to karmic reactions.
That is why he was able to enjoy, isn't it? Because he did it. He had the desire that I want to become the greatest, isn't it? Like someone has the desire, I want to join army. Someone has the desire, I want to win a gold medal in the Olympics. So that is why we respect them, because of their desire and their dedication, right? So being proud is not a problem. That I won gold medal for Ireland, I won a gold medal for India. Not a problem. Be proud of your country. Be proud of who you are. But ego is wrong, Prabhuji. And when Krishna says ahankar vimudatma, he's talking about ego. That if you think that you are the one who is doing that out of ego, that is wrong. Understood? Or no?
Yeah, I got that.
There's a fine line between pride and ego, Prabhuji, isn't it? Garva in Hindi is good, but ahankar is bad.
I see.
Yes. Ravan had ego, thinking that only I am the greatest Shiv Bhakt. This is wrong. I am a Shiv Bhakt is good. I am proud to be a Krishna devotee. But if I say only I am a Krishna devotee, all you are fools, neophytes, or I am the greatest Krishna Bhakt, now this is ego, Prabhuji. This is wrong. So this is what Krishna is condemning. Be proud to say I am Krishna devotee. Why not? I am Jagannath devotee. I am Krishna devotee. I say that proudly, but not out of ego.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. I'll think about it more, but I got the dots where I need to understand sanctioning part.
Okay. Krishna will sanction, Prabhuji, because of the free will. Okay, we have free will, and Krishna wants us to rectify all our choices so that we can all go back. See, why we are here today? Because we had free will and then we chose to stay away from Krishna, right? Now we are on our journey to rectify that mistake and choose Krishna every single time. Waking up in the morning, you are choosing Krishna. If you are not waking up in the morning, you are choosing Maya, right? Comfort, that is Maya, material. Chanting 16 rounds, you are choosing Krishna. Not chanting 16 rounds, you are choosing Maya, right? Going to the temple, choosing Krishna. Not going to the temple, not choosing Krishna. So this whole life has been given to us. Free will is there, Prabhuji. I can never stop you from going to a bar. I can counsel you, but I will never say on gunpoint that, oh, I will shoot you if you don't come to the temple, right?
Okay. Probably I got it. So if the person don't have let's say person who have powers and trying to do wrong on someone, and let's say if the person getting harmed have that bad karma, that reactions he need to get, and then if that is then that is sanctioned and if the person don't have any bad karma or something like that, and the person tries to do that, it will not be sanctioned by Krishna because it's not allowed to do that.
Yes, of course. You have, let's say, you have 500,000 in your bank account. You go to your bank and say, I want 530,000. Give it to me. Bank will say, no, I can only lend you 500,000. I cannot give you 500, that 30,000 extra you don't have in your cash account, right? That is the case with us. So Krishna will not sanction everything. Krishna will only sanction what we have as our karma point. Okay. Abhi, if you say I want to become the Prime Minister of Ireland, and if it is not in your karma point to become the Prime Minister, Krishna is not going to sanction that.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got it. Desire and sanctioning and karma reaction.
Okay.
Okay. Baby, thank you.
Thank you. Haribol. Any other question? Okay. So I don't think we'll be able to complete in one more session. We'll probably take 2 more sessions. There are 20 verses. So we'll go for 10 verses each. So coming Thursday and probably the next Monday. And that would be our last Bhagavad-gītā class. And then we'll see what's next in store. So thank you everyone for joining. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanama pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah anantakoti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.